We're delighted to be joined by Mayo Ladies Senior Manager Michael Moyles here today. Michael, the championship's starting this weekend. It's been a few weeks off since the league. How's everything looking so far?
Yeah, I suppose when the league finished, we thought we had loads of time, but it's come on us fairly fast. So the girls are looking forward to Sunday. Preparations have been going well, and yeah, it'll be a good test. Galway seem to be back to their full strength for the first time in 3 or 4 years. They seem to have an awful lot of girls back, so it'll definitely be a good litmus test for us to see where we are at the moment.
Obviously, the league went pretty well up to, you topped the group, you got to a league semi-final, were beaten by Meath, and that went on to win it again. The pre-season, but the league and everything, you were happy enough to watch you get out of that block of games.
Yeah, I suppose we had an awful lot of newer girls in. Again, it's kind of like a reset. It's kind of like a regeneration of the team, and people were unsure of how we would do in the league. The girls took to their task very, very well. We're very lucky, to be honest with you, with the Centre of Excellence, which is a great training facility, that we're not going from one place to another. And we use the Dome a good bit for coaching. We have a good coaching team in there. So a lot of work was done by the girls, and the league went well. And people, again, I suppose, were looking at other teams and saying, well, they're missing this one and that one. We had 6 of our starting 15 that started in the All-Ireland semi-final, started against Galway last year, playing for most of their games. So it was great to get new players involved, and they didn't look out of place. So it's just about bringing that on another step, because championship obviously is another level.
At the break, it's a long break. Did that really hinder your progress as well, or did you use it to say reset again and start again and look at what you've done and then move on to try and aim for what you want to do in championship?
Yeah, I suppose the first week or two after the league was kind of a review and what we did well and what we could improve on. We did give the girls 5 or 6 days off, and I think that was the height of it. And then it was kind of it's like a second season, so we started again. The unfortunate thing was the draw for the championship didn't happen for a while there, and we didn't know who you'd be playing. So you're afraid of challenge games, kind of in a way that you don't know if you're going to be meeting them again in championship, and it just made it very difficult. We know we'll be playing Galway, and it's only Galway in the Connacht series. So then you're looking either north or south, and the likes of Donegal, they have Ulster semi-finals and finals. So their season's a small bit longer in the provincial. So you're kind of curtailed with who you can play. But yeah, look, at preparations have been going well.
Good stuff. And obviously, we've seen that you've named your panel for the championship. There's obviously a few big names missing, but that's with the nature of their commitment to the AWFL and the way that's changed, that they weren't able to commit to ye, and you weren't able to, have them come in just like that at short notice for the team.
Yeah, and look, it wasn't from lack of trying on both sides, and I really have to mention on the girls' behalf, like they did everything they could, but obviously they're in contract from June. Their league has expanded, their season changed, and up until 3 weeks before they came home, everything was in place for them to rejoin the Mayo panel. But with the season changing and their clubs kind of pulling a bit of a, one that they needed them back in July for pre-season if they were going to come back, the girls are kind of left in a situation where they have to make a choice. And for us, I suppose, for building for the future, it's hard, all right, for girls coming in for part of a season, but part of the competition, it was just a no-go. And look, the girls are devastated, we're devastated, but you just have to move on. That they're great servants to Mayo, and it might be the last time we see them in a Mayo jersey, but just not this year.
I know. I suppose even going and looking to the forward and maybe for next year, at least when you kind of start off in the league next year, you'll know that this is our squad. We're not looking for anyone to come back, and that it's a fully focusing, and especially for the girls who've played in the league, it can be hard for them if girls come back in and take their place and they've put in a lot of work in the league and then sort of lose out on their place in the team.
Yeah, but that's the competitive nature of inter-county football. That happens all the time. It's happened 20 years ago, it's happening now. It's not ideal. I understand that completely. But look, the way the new season is going and the AFWL, it may be a case where they be able to take an off season and then may be able to be involved. It's really dependent on the club that they're with. It's unfortunate in Mayo, we've got the brunt of it over the last 5 or 6 years. We have 6 girls out there from Mayo that are playing out of 14, It's a lot of numbers, and 4 of those were involved in the Mayo team last year. So, a lot more teams, I suppose, with the expansion over in Australia are going to find out the difficulties we've had to endure. And I suppose at some stage we have to go, right, where do we move on from here? Because we treading water a small bit. So we're very lucky, we brought in 4 girls from the minor setup. And what you can say is the work that's going on in clubs and the underage Mayo is phenomenal. And the skill sets that those girls have coming in helps massively. So it softens the blow a small bit.
Yeah, and as you got to see an awful lot of players in the league and give an awful lot of girls game time and stuff, and girls who might have been in before, and that's very important for that progression of the team and the county as a whole, and football and the county as a whole.
Yeah, well, the shop window for us as the clubs, like I know before Christmas we did 4 or 5 trials, and what we did is we took in club players to play the minor team, and that way we were getting to see a lot of players. But that's our shop window. That's where we go looking. We don't go looking to other sports. We go looking to the club games and the minor setup. Really, that's supposed to be our platform up to senior, and that's what we've used. And we're very lucky in the fact that Des is very approachable, and club managers have been very approachable. So, no, we continue to do that, and you can see. I think like there's a lot of players that have turned over from last year through long-term injuries or retiring, or Australia and different sports. And what we're trying to do is just get a fully committed side to football. And yeah, look, it's the starting point. It's exciting, but there's a lot of work to be done.
And obviously now on Sunday, we're in the Connacht final. The real stuff starts. Not that the league isn't the real stuff, but the real stuff for championship football, which every team is graded on. As I said, Galway seem to be in a very good place with the number of players back, and they haven't had for the first time. It's going to be a big test for Mayo on Sunday.
Yeah, look, you see the likes of Tracy Leonard back for the first time in 3 years. And I'd say the difficulty for Galway is who they start. They have 5 or 6 players that would make any county team. So they're fully stacked and fully strong. But again, as I said, that's a great test for us to see where we are. And it'll give there's girls there on the Mayo panel at the moment who've never played a championship game, have never played a senior game for Mayo at the moment. So it'll give them a taster of exactly what's expected. But like we have full intentions of going there to win the game and nothing less.
And I know obviously going on from then it breaks up then to the group stage and stuff. Like the championship itself, like there's going to be a lot of tests coming on down the road for this team after this game.
Yeah, so like it really is dependent on your provincial campaign. If you win or lose, what group you go into. The loser of the Connacht group Connacht final goes into a group of 4. So you get 3 championship games there, and the winner goes into a group of 3. Look, there's no easy games. It's very, very level playing field, and you can see a lot of counties have the same problems as us. Like the likes of Monaghan and Cavan have a high turnover of players. But look, this is, as I said, this is our starting point where we're looking at some good young talent coming through. Sorka McCartney's coming in from Westport, Kieran Island in from Davids, Jenna Mortimer's in, and Sinead Walsh are all in from the minors. And look, there's another 2 or 3 girls there from the minors that have great futures in the Mayo jersey. You see Meath last year, if you take that as an example, like there's a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-olds. That's our future. That's the future of Mayo Ladies. So that's what we're concentrating on at the moment.
And this is your second year now in charge of this side. You said when you came in that what your ultimate ambition was to leave Mayo Ladies football in a better place than when you came into it. Can you see over the course of that year already that there has been that sort of improvements you hope to be made by the players and the team and everything?
Yeah, but I think the players are dictating that. Like, we do have a lot of meetings about our culture and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. Like, so we're really following the lead from the players, what they're looking for and what Mayo LGFA and the county board are looking for. So I think we're all kind of going in the same direction. And, as I said before, if it doesn't happen in the short term, it's the long-term process that we're looking at here. And we've got full commitment out of 29 players on our panel. Some of them have left other sports to do that for the good of Mayo. And like, we're delighted with that. It's just to make sure that on Sunday we show some of the capabilities that we have on the field.
And I've Padraic Gardner's coming to you now as well as in the coaching role. Like, obviously, have another guy like that, a guy you know very well, have played with Soldier over the years, and his experience involved in coaching. They were 20s there this year at Ballinmullet as well. Like, he's a great addition to bring into your backroom team now.
Well, look, we're trying to convince girls that this is the best setup that they can get involved in at elite sports. Like, we've the likes of Joe Kafke and Padraic Gardner coaching. If you come into that sort of setup, the 2 great footballers, number 1, but great thinkers of the game. The coaching sessions are so well designed and they're all going, for a specific reason. So, we want the girls when they come into Mayo to feel like they're sacrificing enough that they're getting reward for their sacrifice. We also have Martin Connor there as an S&C coach who's been brilliant this year. We've got people in the background really supporting the ladies and looking for them to do very well. And like, we're very lucky in that regard. Like, it's kind of, we've GPS systems and we have everything that we need to make it better. But like, it's just the players now that get the benefit out of that, and we will see them improve day in, day out with the scaffolding we've put around them. That's the ideology behind it.
As you said earlier on, you kind of based yourself over in Bacon this year and using the dome for drills and skills, things like, is that something you've obviously worked on, is the skill improvement is something that is always key to the development of the players.
Our first 10 or 15 minutes of every session is our soft skills. Like, you know, fitness is great and we do work an awful lot on that. But if you're giving the ball away constantly, you need to be very, very fit. Like, so, look, as I said, again, we have a very good management team there, a very good coaching team. Like, we all Slingerman's in with their coaches again, like top UEFA coaches badges. And we're very lucky in the skill set of our management team. And we just want to portray that onto the girls. And the girls know that every session they come to is very well structured and they're getting something out of it. Like, so they're walking off the training field and feeling it better than when they walked on.
I suppose the hardest part is always picking the team come for Sunday. Like, that's supposed to be a tough decision for you later on the week, with obviously 29 there involved and all putting their shoulder to the wheel. It's going to be a tough call for you in the management team.
Yeah, and look at the girls, even the girls that have come in since the minor campaign is finished, have really put their hand up and haven't looked out of place, which is great. Look, when you have the likes of Fiona McHale and Sinead Cafferty and Lisa Cafferty and, you know, Shauna Howley around 17 and 18-year-olds, those 17-year-olds are learning as much from their peers as they are from the coaches. Like, so we're in a good place, as in there's a lot of freshness around. But again, Sunday will tell a massive story for us of where we are and where we need to get to. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Michael, thanks very much for joining us and best of luck in campaign. We'll chat you throughout it.
Thank you, Colm. Thank you.